Everyone laughed when she said it. "I'd never date a janitor," Jessica Langston, the 34-year-old CEO of a billion-dollar tech startup, had declared boldly at a company dinner. The room chuckled nervously, some out of agreement, some discomfort, but no one dared to challenge her. No one but the man sweeping the floor in the corner, silent, unnoticed, until now. His name was Mark Davis. 42. Widowed. A single father of a 6-year-old girl with Down syndrome. And though his uniform was faded and his hands calloused, his heart carried stories deeper than any corporate report. He didn't flinch when he heard Jessica's words. He didn't look up. He just kept sweeping. Not out of shame, but because he had promises to keep, to his daughter, to himself, and to the woman he used to love. 2 worlds. 1 building. Jessica Langston was born into privilege. Prep school, Ivy League, private jets. She built her company from a college dorm, but her safety net was always there. To her, everything was about status, performance, appearances. She wasn't cruel, just disconnected. She had never needed to notice someone like Mark. Mark, on the other hand, had known life at its harshest. He once dreamed of being a teacher. But after his wife died during childbirth, he put those dreams aside. He took the janitor job to stay close to his daughter, Lily, who attended a nearby special needs school. The building he cleaned was just a paycheck. But the reason he kept showing up, every single day, was his daughter's laughter. One morning, the elevators were down. Jessica, running late and already fuming, stormed into the stairwell with her $1,000 heels clicking angrily. That's when she saw him. Mark, carrying 3 heavy bags of trash, and still making space for her to pass. "I'm not in your way," he said simply, stepping aside with a nod. She didn't respond. But something about the calm in his voice unsettled her. The shift. It began with small things. Jessica started noticing him, how he held the door for employees who never acknowledged him. How he whistled softly while working. How Lily sometimes waited in the lobby, and how her face would light up when Mark appeared. Then one rainy evening, Jessica's car broke down in the parking lot. The building was nearly empty, everyone gone. Everyone except Mark. He knocked on her window with an umbrella. "Need help?" She hesitated. "No offense, but I don't think you can fix this." "I probably can't," he admitted. "But I can call someone who can. You shouldn't be out here alone." Something shifted that night. She waited with him under that umbrella. They didn't talk much. But for once, Jessica wasn't a CEO. She was just a woman, standing in the rain beside a man who didn't care about her title, only that she got home safe. Layers unfold. They began crossing paths more often. A smile here. A nod there. Then short conversations. She learned about Lily. About how Mark worked 2 jobs. How he once wrote poetry. How he never remarried because he couldn't give another woman half of himself. Jessica shared her own truths. About growing up in a house where emotions were seen as weakness. About her failed engagement. About the nights she cried alone after board meetings. He listened, not to reply, but to understand. The breaking point. One day, Jessica walked into the lobby and found Lily sitting alone, crying. Mark was late. A flat tire. Jessica, unsure and awkward, sat beside the girl. "Want to color while we wait?" Lily nodded, handing her a crayon. By the time Mark arrived, Jessica and Lily were both on the floor, surrounded by a masterpiece of stick figures and flowers. That moment shattered something inside Jessica, an image of herself she no longer wanted. Cold. Distant. Alone. The headlines. When rumors began to swirl, the CEO seen talking, laughing, even sitting on the floor with a janitor's daughter, the board wasn't pleased. "You have an image to protect," they warned her. Jessica didn't flinch. "Maybe it's time I change that image." Still, the pressure was intense. Anonymous emails. Social media snipes. Shareholders threatened to pull out. She had to make a choice. And she did. At the next all-hands meeting, she stood in front of 600 employees and said, "You all know Mark. He cleans our halls. But he also taught me what humility looks like. What love looks like. I once said I'd never date a janitor. But I was wrong. Because you don't choose a person by their job, you choose them by their heart." The climb. It wasn't a fairy tale. They didn't start dating the next day. It was months of slow, honest connection. Ice cream after work. Walks with Lily in the park. Late-night talks under the stars. Mark never asked for more than she could give. And Jessica gave more than she ever thought she had. They faced criticism. Some left the company. But more stayed. Inspired. Encouraged. The moment. One summer morning, Lily was to perform in her school play. Mark had to work late. Jessica arrived early. When the lights dimmed, Lily stepped on stage, looked out nervously, then smiled. Because Jessica was there. Front row. Clapping the loudest. After the show, Lily ran to her. "I knew you'd come." Jessica hugged her tightly. "I always will." That night, Mark looked at Jessica with tears in his eyes. "I think she loves you." Jessica smiled, her own eyes wet. "So do I." Final scene. A year later, Jessica Langston stepped down as CEO, not out of shame, but pride. She started a foundation for single parents and special needs children. Mark taught poetry workshops. And together, they raised Lily with laughter and love. Because sometimes, the people we think are beneath us, are the ones who lift us the highest. Inspiration message. Never judge someone by what they wear or where they work. True worth isn't found in titles or paychecks, it's in how someone shows up when it matters most. Love doesn't recognize status. It recognizes soul.